It is more necessary to study men than books. Francois de la Rochefoucauld called, "They tell you to be yourself." That's a comfortable lie for comfortable people. The truth is, your current self is probably weak, easily manipulated, and far from achieving anything significant. This isn't a personal attack, it's a statistical reality. Most people are average, and average doesn't win. Average gets used. The system is designed to keep you docile, predictable, and consuming. They profit from your mediocrity. They want you distracted by entertainment, burdened by debt, and terrified of rocking the boat. They sell you the illusion of freedom while subtly tightening the chains of conformity. The first step to breaking free is understanding that being yourself is often the worst possible advice, because your unexamined self is a product of the very forces that want to control you. They indoctrinate you from birth. They program you with their narratives. They shape your desires to fit their economic models. To change your reality, you must first dismantle the false self they have constructed. This requires a brutal honesty, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about your own weaknesses and the manipulative forces that have shaped them. Truth is not a gentle suggestion, it's a wrecking ball. It shatters illusions, demolishes comfort zones, and forces you to confront the raw, unfiltered reality of your existence. This is why most people avoid it. Truth demands action. It compels you to change, to grow, to become something more than you currently are. Comfort, on the other hand, is a stagnant pool, breeding complacency and mediocrity. The world rewards those who seek truth, not those who cling to comfortable lies. The world respects strength, not weakness. The world takes advantage of those who refuse to see reality for what it is. Your perception is your prison or your liberation. Choose wisely. The truth is often painful, but the alternative is a slow, agonizing descent into irrelevance. They will try to convince you that happiness lies in conformity, in acceptance, in blind faith in the system. But true happiness comes from mastery, from achievement, from the relentless pursuit of your own potential. And that pursuit begins with the courage to confront the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. They tell you to follow your passion, another well-intentioned lie designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of wishful thinking and unfulfilled potential. Passion without discipline is a firework, bright and fleeting, ultimately burning out without accomplishing anything. The world doesn't care about your passions. It cares about results. It rewards those who are willing to put in the hard work, the consistent effort, the unwavering dedication required to achieve mastery. Find something that provides value. Find something that solves a problem. Find something that people are willing to pay for. And then cultivate the discipline to become exceptionally good at it. Passion can be a useful fuel, but it's not a substitute for skill, strategy, and relentless execution. Don't chase your dreams, build them. Don't wait for inspiration, create it. The truth is, success is not a matter of luck or innate talent. It's a matter of deliberate action, strategic thinking, and unwavering commitment to the pursuit of excellence. Embrace the grind. Embrace the discomfort. Embrace the challenge. For it is in these moments of struggle that you truly grow, that you truly become the person you are capable of being. They want you to believe that everyone is equal, another comforting lie designed to stifle ambition and discourage excellence. The truth is, some people are simply better than others. They are smarter, more disciplined, more resilient, and more willing to sacrifice for their goals. This isn't a matter of inherent worth, it's a matter of choice. Anyone can choose to become better. Anyone can choose to cultivate the qualities that lead to success, but most people don't. They prefer to cling to their mediocrity, to blame their circumstances, to make excuses for their failures. The world is not a fair place. It rewards those who are willing to compete, to fight, to claw their way to the top. It punishes those who are weak, complacent, and easily defeated. If you want to succeed, you must accept this reality. You must embrace the competition. You must be willing to outwork, outsmart, and outmaneuver your rivals. The truth is, success is not a right, it's a privilege. It's a privilege earned through hard work, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Stop expecting handouts. Stop waiting for someone to save you. Take control of your own destiny. Become the person you were meant to be. They encourage you to be nice, a subtle form of control that keeps you from asserting your power and achieving your goals. Being nice is often equated with being weak, with being easily manipulated, with being afraid to stand up for yourself. The world respects strength. It respects confidence. It respects those who are willing to stand up for what they believe in, even in the face of opposition. This doesn't mean being a bully or a tyrant. It means having the courage to set boundaries, to say no, to demand what you deserve. It means being assertive, decisive, and unwavering in your pursuit of your goals. Don't be afraid to ruffle feathers. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. Don't be afraid to be disliked. The truth is, you can't please everyone, and trying to do so will only lead to your own unhappiness and failure. Focus on what's important. Focus on your goals. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Let others worry about whether or not they like you. Your success will speak for itself. The system profits from your ignorance. They want you to be easily swayed by propaganda, easily manipulated by fear, easily controlled by social pressure. The truth is, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better equipped you are to make informed decisions, to see through the lies, to resist the manipulation. Invest in your education. Read books. Seek out mentors. Question everything. Don't blindly accept what you are told. Do your own research. Draw your own conclusions. The truth is often hidden, buried beneath layers of deception and misinformation, but it's there for those who are willing to seek it out. Become a critical thinker. Become a lifelong learner. Become a master of your own mind, and never stop questioning the world around you. They want you to be dependent on them. They want you to rely on the government, on corporations, on social institutions for your survival and well-being. The truth is, the more self-reliant you are, the more freedom you have. Learn to provide for yourself. Learn to protect yourself. Learn to solve your own problems. Develop skills that are valuable and in demand. Build your own wealth. Create your own opportunities. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. You are responsible for your own success. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own destiny. Embrace self-reliance. Cultivate independence. Become the master of your own fate. Truth changes everything. It changes your perception. It changes your actions. It changes your destiny. Embrace the uncomfortable truths. Confront your weaknesses. Challenge the status quo, and become the person you were meant to be. The world is waiting for you. The human mind is a battlefield, constantly bombarded by information, misinformation, and outright lies. Your subconscious is a sponge, soaking up everything around you, programming your beliefs and behaviors. Most people are running on default settings, programmed by society, by their parents, by the media. They're living someone else's life, chasing someone else's dreams. The truth is, you have the power to reprogram your own mind. You can rewrite your own code. But it takes awareness, discipline, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world around you. Start by identifying the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Where did these beliefs come from? Are they based on facts, or are they based on fear and conditioning? Challenge these beliefs. Question their validity. Replace them with empowering beliefs that support your goals and aspirations. Your thoughts create your reality. If you constantly think negative thoughts, you will attract negative experiences. If you constantly think positive thoughts, you will attract positive experiences. This isn't some new age mumbo-jumbo. It's basic psychology. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions influence your results. To change your reality, you must first change your thoughts. Become aware of your thought patterns. Catch yourself when you're thinking negative thoughts. Reframe those thoughts into something more positive and empowering. It takes practice, but it's worth it. Your mental state is the foundation upon which you build your life. The truth can be painful. It can be uncomfortable. It can shatter your illusions and challenge your assumptions. But it's also liberating. It's empowering. It's the key to unlocking your full potential. Most people avoid the truth because they're afraid of what they might find. They're afraid of facing their own flaws, their own limitations, their own insecurities. But the truth is, those flaws, those limitations, those insecurities are what make you human. They're what give you the opportunity to grow and evolve. Embrace your imperfections, accept yourself for who you are, and then strive to become the best version of yourself. The power of suggestion is immense. Advertisers use it to sell you products you don't need. Politicians use it to manipulate your emotions. The media uses it to shape your opinions. Learn to recognize the techniques of persuasion and manipulation. Become immune to their influence. Develop your own critical thinking skills. Do your own research. Form your own opinions. Don't let anyone else tell you what to think or what to believe. Your mind is your greatest asset. Protect it, guard it, and use it wisely. The world is full of distractions, noise, and chaos. It's easy to get caught up in the drama, the gossip, the superficiality. But the truth is, none of that matters. What matters is your purpose, your values, your contribution to the world. Focus on what's important. Eliminate the distractions. Cultivate inner peace. And live a life that is aligned with your true self. The more clear and focused you are, the more effective you will be. The human brain is wired for survival, not for happiness. It's constantly scanning for threats, for dangers, for potential problems. This can lead to anxiety, fear, and negativity. To overcome this, you must consciously train your brain to focus on the positive. Practice gratitude. Celebrate your successes. Forgive your mistakes. And surround yourself with people who support and uplift you. The more you focus on the good in your life, the more good you will attract. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It controls your habits, your behaviors, and your automatic responses. To change your life, you must reprogram your subconscious mind. Use techniques such as visualization, affirmations, and hypnosis to implant new beliefs and new patterns of behavior. The more you repeat these techniques, the more deeply they will become ingrained in your subconscious. The subconscious mind is like a garden. You must carefully tend to it, weeding out the negative thoughts and planting seeds of positivity and success. Self-deception is a dangerous trap. It allows you to avoid uncomfortable truths, to justify your bad behaviors, and to remain stuck in your comfort zone. But the truth is, self-deception is a form of self-sabotage. It prevents you from growing, from learning, and from achieving your full potential. Be honest with yourself. Confront your flaws, acknowledge your mistakes, and take responsibility for your actions. Only then can you begin to make real progress in your life. The truth is a weapon. It can be used to expose corruption, to fight injustice, and to empower the oppressed. But it can also be used to manipulate, to deceive, and to control. Use the truth wisely. Be mindful of the impact your words and actions have on others, and always strive to use the truth for the greater good. The world needs more truth tellers, more whistleblowers, more people who are willing to stand up and speak out against injustice. The truth is a journey, not a destination. It's a lifelong process of learning, growing, and evolving. Never stop questioning. Never stop seeking. Never stop challenging your own assumptions. The more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. Embrace the unknown. Be open to new ideas. And never be afraid to change your mind. The pursuit of truth is the most noble and rewarding pursuit of all. People will try to discourage you. They will tell you that your dreams are impossible, that your goals are unrealistic, that you're wasting your time. Ignore them. These are the voices of fear and doubt. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who support you, and who inspire you. And never give up on your dreams. The truth is, anything is possible if you're willing to work hard enough and believe in yourself. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe you can achieve something, you're more likely to achieve it. If you believe you can't achieve something, you're less likely to achieve it. Choose your beliefs wisely. Cultivate a mindset of abundance, of possibility, of success, and watch your dreams manifest into reality. The truth is not always what you want it to be. Sometimes it's harsh, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's disappointing. But it's always better than the lie. Embrace the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. It's the only way to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. They don't want you to know the truth. They want you to remain ignorant, complacent, and easily controlled. But you have the power to break free from their chains. Seek out the truth. Embrace the truth and live your life according to the truth. The truth will set you free. Imagine a small business owner, let's call him Mark. He's been running his local hardware store for 15 years. He's a good man, treats his customers fairly, and works hard. He believes in honesty and integrity. He believes in playing by the rules. He believes that if you provide a good product at a fair price, you'll be successful. He's been told this his entire life. His parents told him. His teachers told him. Society reinforces this idea constantly. He trusts it. He bases his entire business strategy around it. He focuses on friendly service, quality tools, and keeping his prices competitive with the big box stores a few miles away. He even sponsors the local Little League team, believing in giving back to the community. Mark genuinely believes he's doing everything right. He believes in the truth of hard work and fair dealing. But here's the brutal truth. Mark is slowly failing. A new hardware store owned by a much larger corporation opens across the street. This corporation doesn't care about local Little League teams. They don't care about Mark's friendly service. They care about market share and profit margins. They slash prices on key items, selling them at a loss, a tactic known as a loss leader. They use aggressive advertising, focusing on convenience and rock-bottom prices. They leverage their massive buying power to secure exclusive deals with suppliers, making it impossible for Mark to compete on price. Mark, clinging to his principles, refuses to engage in these tactics. He believes it's unethical to sell products at a loss. He believes in maintaining a certain level of profit to keep his business sustainable. He believes that customers will value his superior service and expertise. He believes the truth of his model will win out. The corporation doesn't care about Mark's beliefs. They are playing a different game, a game Mark doesn't even understand. They understand the psychology of the consumer, the power of perceived value, the ruthlessness of competition. They know that most people will choose the lowest price, even if it means sacrificing quality or service. They know that convenience trumps loyalty. They know that in the long run, they can afford to bleed money in the short term to drive out the competition, and then raise prices once they have a monopoly. They are not constrained by Mark's ethical considerations or his belief in a fair playing field. They are driven by a singular, cold, and calculating pursuit of profit. Mark watches his customers slowly drift away, lured by the lower prices and flashier advertising of his competitor. He starts to panic. He tries to cut costs, but there's only so much he can do without sacrificing the quality and service he prides himself on. He considers taking out a loan to invest in advertising, but he's hesitant to take on more debt. He remembers the lessons he was taught: be responsible, avoid risk, play it safe. He clings to these beliefs, even as his business crumbles around him. He keeps telling himself that things will get better, that customers will eventually realize the value of his store, that the corporation will eventually get tired of losing money. He wants his truth to be the only truth. The brutal truth is, Mark is operating under a naive understanding of the world. He believes in a truth that is simply not applicable to the cutthroat world of business. His honesty and integrity are admirable qualities, but they are not enough to guarantee success. He needs to understand the rules of the game, even if he doesn't like them. He needs to adapt and evolve, or he will be crushed. The corporation isn't inherently evil. It's simply playing by a different set of rules, rules that prioritize profit above all else. Mark's refusal to acknowledge these rules, his insistence on clinging to his outdated beliefs, is what ultimately seals his fate. He fails to understand the power of perception. The corporation understands that people often buy based on emotion rather than logic. They create a perception of value, even if the actual value is not there. They use advertising to manipulate people's desires and insecurities. They create a sense of urgency and scarcity. Mark, on the other hand, relies on logic and reason. He believes that if he provides a good product at a fair price, people will automatically recognize its value. He doesn't understand that he needs to actively persuade people, to create a compelling narrative, to appeal to their emotions. He believes the quality will speak for itself. Mark's story is a microcosm of a larger truth. The world is not always fair, and sometimes the most ethical and hardworking people lose. Success often requires a willingness to bend the rules, to take risks, to play the game aggressively. It requires a deep understanding of human psychology and the ability to manipulate perceptions. It requires a willingness to abandon outdated beliefs and embrace new ideas, even if they are uncomfortable or unsettling. It requires ruthlessness, a quality Mark clearly lacks. Mark's clinging to the truth he's always known blinds him to the actual truth of the situation. It prevents him from adapting and evolving. It ensures his failure. The hard truth is, sometimes the world rewards those who are willing to lie, cheat, and steal. Not always, but often enough to make a difference. And if you're not prepared to play that game, you need to be aware of the consequences. You need to be prepared to lose. Mark's problem is a common one. He believes in a meritocracy that doesn't truly exist. He thinks that if he works hard and provides a valuable service, he'll automatically be rewarded. He's been taught to believe that honesty and integrity are the keys to success. But the world doesn't always operate that way. Sometimes, the most successful people are the ones who are willing to cut corners, to deceive others, to exploit loopholes. They understand that perception is often more important than reality, and they know how to manipulate that perception to their advantage. They are masters of framing, able to spin any situation to their benefit. They understand that most people are driven by emotion, not logic, and they use that knowledge to control them. This isn't to say that honesty and integrity are worthless. They can be valuable assets in building long-term relationships and establishing a solid reputation. But they are not always enough to guarantee success, especially in a competitive environment. Mark's failure to recognize this reality is his downfall. He's playing by a different set of rules than his competitors, and he's wondering why he's losing. He is trapped in a naive worldview that actively hinders his progress. He thinks that the truth, as he perceives it, is enough. He thinks that facts speak for themselves. He's wrong. People don't care about facts. They care about stories. They care about emotions. They care about what they believe to be true, regardless of whether it actually is. A skilled liar can create a more compelling narrative than an honest person simply stating the facts. They can tap into people's deepest desires and fears, painting a picture of a better future or a terrifying present. They can use rhetoric and persuasion to sway opinions and manipulate behavior. Mark, in his adherence to the truth, is unwilling to engage in this kind of manipulation. He sees it as dishonest and unethical, but his competitors don't. They see it as a necessary tool for success. They understand that the world is a stage and that everyone is playing a role. They are willing to play the role of the hero, the savior, the expert, even if it means bending the truth or outright lying. This doesn't mean you should abandon all morals and become a sociopath. It means you need to understand the game. You need to be aware of the tactics that are being used against you, and you need to be prepared to defend yourself. You need to learn how to frame your message effectively, to appeal to people's emotions, and to create a compelling narrative. You need to be able to recognize when you are being manipulated, and you need to be able to resist it. The trap is believing that the world is fair and just. The trap is thinking that hard work and honesty are always enough. The trap is clinging to outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. The world is a complex and often brutal place. To succeed, you need to be willing to adapt, to learn, and to challenge your own assumptions. You need to be willing to see the world as it truly is, not as you wish it were. Mark likely built his business on the assumption that a superior product would inevitably win. This is a comforting delusion, but a delusion nonetheless. Consumers are not rational actors. They are driven by impulses, biases, and emotional needs that have little to do with objective quality. A clever marketing campaign highlighting superficial features can easily outsell a genuinely superior product that lacks such promotion. Think of the countless brands that have thrived despite offering mediocre quality, simply by crafting a compelling image and associating themselves with desirable lifestyles. Mark's refusal to engage in this game puts him at a significant disadvantage. He is essentially fighting with one hand tied behind his back, adhering to a code of conduct that his competitors have long abandoned. He's operating under the delusion that integrity alone will carry him to victory. Furthermore, Mark's focus on the truth may blind him to opportunities for innovation and adaptation. The world is constantly evolving, and successful businesses must be able to change with it. This often requires challenging conventional wisdom and embracing new ideas, even if they seem counterintuitive at first. Mark, however, may be so fixated on his existing business model and his perception of what is right that he is unwilling to consider alternative approaches. He becomes rigid and inflexible, unable to respond to the changing needs of the market. His commitment to the truth becomes a cage, preventing him from exploring new possibilities and adapting to the competitive landscape. He confuses principle with stubbornness, a deadly combination in the business world. He sees compromise as a betrayal of his values, when in reality, it may be the only path to survival. The truth, as Mark perceives it, may also be incomplete or biased. He may be operating under assumptions that are not entirely accurate, or he may be overlooking important factors that are influencing the market. For example, he may be underestimating the power of social media, or he may be failing to recognize emerging trends that are shaping consumer behavior. His reliance on his own judgment, without seeking outside perspectives or conducting thorough market research, can lead him down a path of costly mistakes. He trusts his gut, which is often informed by outdated information and personal biases. He falls in love with his own ideas, even when the market is telling him they are wrong. He surrounds himself with people who reinforce his beliefs, creating an echo chamber that shields him from dissenting opinions. Ultimately, Mark's failure is a testament to the power of perception. In a world where appearances often matter more than reality, the ability to control and manipulate perception is a crucial skill. Mark's refusal to play this game dooms him to obscurity. He clings to an outdated notion of meritocracy, while his competitors are busy shaping the narrative and influencing the market. He thinks that the best product will always win, but he fails to understand that the best product is often the one that is best marketed and best perceived. He is a victim of his own idealism, a casualty of a world that rewards cunning and adaptability over naive honesty. He will likely continue to blame external factors for his failure, never realizing that his own beliefs and attitudes are the root cause of his problems. He will remain trapped in his own limited worldview, unable to see the truth that lies hidden beneath the surface. The truth that success often requires a willingness to bend the rules, to challenge conventional wisdom, and to embrace the uncomfortable realities of the world. Mark's story isn't unique. It's a recurring tragedy in a world that pretends to value authenticity but rewards calculated manipulation. The successful man understands this dissonance and exploits it. He knows that truth, in its rawest form, is often too bitter a pill for the masses to swallow. So, he carefully crafts a palatable version, a narrative that aligns with their desires and biases. He doesn't necessarily lie outright, but he strategically omits, emphasizes, and frames information to create a desired perception. This isn't about morality, it's about effectiveness. The man who clings to absolute honesty is like a general who refuses to use deception in war. He may be noble, but he's almost guaranteed to lose. The world is a battlefield of ideas, and perception is the most powerful weapon. Consider the politician who promises utopian ideals. He knows that achieving these goals is practically impossible, but he also knows that voters are drawn to hope and optimism. He paints a rosy picture of the future, glossing over the complexities and challenges that lie ahead. He understands that people don't want to hear about sacrifice and hard work. They want to believe in easy solutions and instant gratification. He masterfully manipulates their emotions, appealing to their fears, aspirations, and prejudices. He creates a powerful narrative that resonates with their deepest desires, and in doing so, he secures their support. He may be criticized for being dishonest, but his supporters will argue that he's simply giving them what they want. He's providing them with a vision, a sense of purpose, a reason to believe. And in the world of politics, that's often more valuable than the unvarnished truth. The same principle applies in business. The successful entrepreneur isn't necessarily the one with the best product. He's the one who can create the most compelling story around his product. He understands that consumers don't buy products. They buy experiences, emotions, and identities. He crafts a narrative that positions his product as a solution to their problems, a pathway to their desires, a symbol of their aspirations. He uses marketing and advertising to shape their perceptions, creating a desire that may not have existed before. He understands the power of branding, the ability to imbue a product with meaning and value beyond its inherent qualities. He might sell a simple cup of coffee, but he markets it as a lifestyle, a community, a moment of indulgence. He isn't just selling caffeine, he's selling an identity. He is selling a story. The Machiavellian approach isn't about being inherently evil. It's about understanding human nature and leveraging its weaknesses. People are inherently irrational, emotional, and susceptible to suggestion. They are easily swayed by appearances, narratives, and social pressures. The successful man understands these tendencies and uses them to his advantage. He doesn't try to change human nature. He accepts it and works within its constraints. He recognizes that perception is reality, and he dedicates himself to shaping that reality to his benefit. This isn't to say that truth is irrelevant. Honesty and integrity can be valuable assets, especially in building long-term relationships and fostering trust. However, they must be strategically deployed, carefully calibrated, and always subservient to the ultimate goal. The successful man understands that truth is a tool, not a dogma. He uses it when it serves his purposes, and he discards it when it becomes a liability. He's a pragmatist, not an idealist. He's focused on results, not principles. Consider the art of negotiation. The successful negotiator isn't always the one with the strongest position. He's the one who can control the narrative and shape the perceptions of the other party. He might exaggerate his strengths, downplay his weaknesses, and strategically reveal or conceal information to gain an advantage. He understands the importance of body language, tone of voice, and persuasive language. He creates an atmosphere of trust and rapport, even if his intentions are purely self-serving. He knows that people are more likely to agree with someone they like and trust, even if their arguments are logically flawed. He manipulates their emotions, appealing to their desires, fears, and sense of fairness. He crafts a compelling narrative that frames the negotiation in a way that benefits him. He might present a seemingly generous offer, knowing that it's actually designed to exploit a hidden vulnerability. He's a master of deception, a skilled manipulator, and a ruthless negotiator. The same principles apply in personal relationships. The successful man understands that building strong connections requires more than just honesty and sincerity. It requires empathy, understanding, and the ability to manage perceptions. He knows how to listen actively, to understand the needs and desires of others, and to respond in a way that makes them feel valued and appreciated. He might strategically reveal his own vulnerabilities to create a sense of intimacy and trust. He understands the power of compliments, gestures of kindness, and acts of service. He crafts a persona that is both appealing and trustworthy, projecting an image of competence, confidence, and charisma. He is aware that the relationship is being constantly defined, and he carefully manages the narrative surrounding it. Even the most genuine feeling is being carefully curated. The ability to control perception extends to self-perception as well. The successful man understands the importance of self-confidence, self-belief, and a positive mental attitude. He cultivates these qualities through affirmations, visualization, and positive self-talk. He surrounds himself with supportive people who reinforce his beliefs and encourage his ambitions. He avoids negative influences and self-defeating thoughts. He understands that his perception of himself is a powerful determinant of his success. If he believes he can achieve something, he's much more likely to succeed. If he doubts himself, he's almost guaranteed to fail. He meticulously manages his inner world, cultivating a mindset that is conducive to success. He becomes the architect of his own reality. The Machiavellian approach isn't about abandoning morality. It's about recognizing the limitations of morality in a world that is often amoral. It's about understanding the power of perception and using it strategically to achieve one's goals. It's about being a master of manipulation, a skilled negotiator, and a ruthless competitor. It's about recognizing that truth is a tool, not a dogma, and that success often requires a willingness to bend the rules and challenge conventional wisdom. It demands that you view yourself as the protagonist and everyone else as a pawn to be used in your own ascent. It is lonely at the top for a reason. The only person you can truly trust is yourself. The problem for many is that they are too afraid to embrace this reality. They cling to outdated notions of fairness, justice, and equality. They believe that hard work and talent are all that's needed to succeed. They are naive, idealistic, and ultimately doomed to failure. They refuse to play the game, and as a result, they are played by others. They become victims of their own idealism, casualties of a world that rewards cunning and adaptability. They continue to blame external factors for their failures, never realizing that their own beliefs and attitudes are the root cause of their problems. They remain trapped in their own limited worldviews, unable to see the truth that lies hidden beneath the surface. They are forever trapped in a loop. They will never grasp the power of shaping perception, never understand the art of manipulation, and never achieve true success. Consider the successful CEO. He doesn't necessarily possess superior intelligence or technical skills. What he does possess is the ability to inspire, motivate, and persuade. He crafts a compelling vision for the company, a narrative that resonates with employees, investors, and customers. He creates a culture of innovation and collaboration, where people feel valued and empowered. He uses his charisma and communication skills to build strong relationships with key stakeholders. He is a master of public relations, shaping the company's image and managing its reputation. He understands the power of perception and uses it to create a competitive advantage. He might not be the smartest person in the room, but he's the one who controls the narrative. He's the one who sets the agenda, and he's the one who ultimately leads the company to success. The successful CEO understands this and makes it his business to influence the narrative, both internally and externally. The truth is not a static entity. It is fluid, malleable, and subject to interpretation. The successful man understands this and uses it to his advantage. He shapes the narrative to fit his needs, crafting a reality that aligns with his goals. He understands that perception is everything, and he dedicates himself to mastering the art of manipulation. He embraces the Machiavellian approach, recognizing that it's the only way to thrive in a world that is often cruel and unforgiving. He abandons naive ideals and embraces